In a world where software updates seem to drop almost constantly, sometimes multiple times a day, the old ways of testing, they just can't keep pace.
Not at all. The pressure is immense. Deliver fast, deliver flawlessly.
Exactly. And that's really where automation testing stops being just, an advantage and becomes, well, pretty much essential.
Uh-huh.
So today, we're taking a deep dive into something that's becoming absolutely critical in tech.
Mm-hmm.
Automation testing companies.
Right.
If you're involved in building software or maybe developing apps, managing any kind of digital product, you definitely know that constant struggle, delivering quickly, reliably, and staying within budget.
That's a tough balancing act.
It really is.
Yeah.
And automation testing, it's like this strategic shift. It lets companies push out new features, say, daily instead of maybe monthly.
Because it catches a huge chunk of errors before they ever reach production.
Precisely.
Huh.
Which drastically cuts down those hidden costs.
Yeah.
The post-release fixes, the manual retesting over and over.
Yeah, that can be a real drain.
It's a massive accelerator for getting your product to market faster. And it's become a real cornerstone of modern DevOps practices.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is just how much goes into actually evaluating these companies, these potential partners. Our insights for this deep dive, they come from a pretty rigorous evaluation. Over 28 different automation testing companies were looked at.
Wow, 28.
Yeah. Experts meticulously examined, well, everything from their core tech stack, their tools, to their global reach, how they actually solve problems, their whole approach.
Okay, so that's why our mission today is clear. We want to unpack the core benefits of this, introduce you to some of the key players out there.
And highlight what makes each one different, their unique value propositions in this, frankly, very dynamic landscape.
Exactly.
All right.
So by the end of our chat today, you should really understand what makes these companies tick and why their services are just so vital in today's digital economy.
Sounds good.
So, okay, let's kick things off. Fundamentally, what is automation testing? For folks who might be familiar with the software development lifecycle.
Right. Well, at its core, it's about shifting away from manual repetitive checking. Clicking the same buttons, filling the same forms again and again.
Tedious stuff.
Very tedious and prone to error. Automation testing takes that validation work and makes it programmatic. You use code, scripts, tools.
So it involves what? Setting up test environments.
Exactly. Configuring those environments, scripting often quite intricate test cases, and then running those tests automatically, usually at a large scale.
To get insights quickly about the software, APIs, the whole system.
That's the goal. Rapid feedback. It fundamentally minimizes those manual processes and, critically, human error, which, as you can imagine, directly boosts software quality and performance.
Makes sense.
When you automate, you get this incredible consistency. You can run thousands of tests in minutes. Humans just can't do that.
No way.
So this inherently cuts costs, right? It frees up your human testers to do more complex, maybe exploratory testing, things that need human intuition.
Right, the more interesting stuff.
Yeah. And it dramatically improves accuracy because, well, machines don't get tired or bored. And it significantly speeds up your product delivery cycles, faster releases.
And, as you start thinking about maybe using these services yourself, the expert evaluations we looked at, they offer some really solid advice for picking a provider.
Oh, yeah. What stands out?
Well, they consistently stress the importance of having an onshore presence for that seamless collaboration,
Communication. Makes sense.
And another critical point is leaning towards services that have robust machine learning and AI-driven tools.
Okay, AI and ML, not just buzzwords here.
Apparently not. They can provide real, tangible help in streamlining DevOps pipelines, making test maintenance easier, and just generally supercharging the whole automation effort.
Interesting. So this naturally leads us to, well, who are the companies leading the charge here? What makes each one unique?
Exactly. We've sifted through those evaluations to highlight some of the top players. Each one's got its own sort of distinct advantage, its own strategic focus.
All right, let's hear about them.
Okay, let's start with QA Wolf. Founded pretty recently, 2019. They're based in Seattle, Washington. Relatively small, 50 to 100 employees, and they use Playwright.
Playwright. Okay, that's a modern framework, right? Known for being fast and reliable for web testing.
That's the one. And their standout promise is, it's pretty ambitious. They claim they can deliver 80% automated end-to-end test coverage for web apps in just 4 months.
4 months for 80% coverage. Wow, how do they manage that?
Well, their efficiency seems to come from their model. They operate entirely in the cloud, and they exclusively use Playwright.
Okay, focusing helps.
Right. And this lets them offer something quite appealing.
Huh.
Unlimited test creation and debugging, all for a fixed price.
Ah, fixed price. That simplifies budgeting quite a bit for clients. Predictable costs.
Hugely. Plus, they offer 247 monitoring and maintenance. And get this, their bug reports are actually human-reviewed for accuracy.
Human review on top of automation? That's a nice touch. Adds confidence.
Definitely. And crucially, no vendor lock-in, which is a big plus for flexibility down the road.
Always good to avoid lock-in. Who are they working with?
They've built up a pretty impressive client list quickly. Companies like SalesLoft, Trada, Autotrader.ca.
Okay, interesting. So that's QA Wolf, focused on speed and that specific coverage promise.
Exactly. Now let's pivot a bit to Testlio. Founded back in 2012, based in Austin, Texas, much larger scale here, over 5,000 employees. And they use both Playwright and Selenium.
Selenium, the classic standard. So a broader tool set. What's their angle?
Testlio seems to bring a sort of structured clarity, especially for bigger enterprise-scale projects where testing can get really chaotic.
Yeah, managing testing at scale is a whole different beast.
Totally. Testlio's unique approach is how they blend human insights with really robust AI-driven automation, tailored specifically for those big enterprise demands.
Human insights plus AI. Okay, tell me more.
They offer flexible end-to-end solutions, and they do testing using real devices, real users, in real-world environments, trying to get as close to reality as possible.
That sounds thorough. Real devices, real users. That avoids a lot of simulation pitfalls.
For sure. And what's more, they have this huge global network of vetted QA professionals.
Vetted, okay.
Yeah, which means they can ensure comprehensive 24/7 coverage across different time zones, different languages, really ideal for large distributed teams.
Global coverage is key for many big players. Makes sense. Who's using Testlio?
Their client list is, well, stacked. We're talking Microsoft, Amazon, Netflix, PayPal.
Wow, okay. Companies whose software absolutely cannot fail. That speaks volumes about their reliability and scale.
Doesn't it? Okay, now let's shift gears again. Consider Quality Logic. Founded way back in 1986, based in Boise, Idaho, around 200 plus employees.
1986, they've been around a while.
They have, and they have a very specific and I think increasingly important differentiator.
Oh, what's that?
Quality Logic really hangs its hat on having 100% onshore USA teams and services.
Ah, entirely US-based.
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely a differentiator.
Right. They argue this commitment to local talent ensures not just, seamless communication and cultural alignment, but also real-time collaboration, which can really speed things up.
I can see that. Fewer time zone headaches, easier real-time problem solving.
Exactly. They provide turnkey automated testing solutions. And they say they integrate smoothly with any SDLC model, software development lifecycle.
So they adapt to how the client already works? It's flexible?
Seems so. They've completed over 6,000 projects, so they have a ton of experience. And they're recognized as a top global leader, especially in some niche areas.
Niche areas, like what?
Their specializations are quite focused. Digital accessibility testing, making sure software works for everyone, and also smart energy testing.
Ah, accessibility and smart grid tech. Very relevant fields. Who are their clients?
Big names like Verizon, Cisco, HP.
Okay, solid enterprise clients. So, Quality Logic is the onshore specialist with deep experience in some key focus areas.
You got it. Now, moving on to Signiti. Founded in 1998, headquartered in Hyderabad, India. This company seems focused on making automation more, approachable and scalable, maybe for teams that aren't deep coding experts.
Making it easier to adopt, that's always valuable. How do they do that?
They leverage some pretty advanced platforms, industry-leading AI and what they call IP-led automation platforms, specifically Blue Swan and Insta.
Okay, proprietary platforms, Blue Swan, Insta, what do those do?
They're designed to drive faster, more reliable, and just more scalable test automation results. But a key innovation they highlight is their no-script automation feature.
No script, meaning you don't need to be a coder to create tests.
That's the idea. Empowering QA teams to build tests quickly without needing extensive coding knowledge. It significantly lowers that barrier to entry for automation.
That could be huge for a lot of organizations.
Yeah.
Democratizing automation a bit.
Yeah. And their global team, over 700 experts, they claim helps clients reduce their overall testing efforts by up to 70%.
70% reduction, that's a massive claim.
It is. And they've earned recognition from top analysts like Gartner and Nelson Hall for their approach.
Okay, so they've got external validation. Who are they working with?
Signiti works with companies like Cipla, Southwest Airlines, and AstraZeneca.
Pharma, airlines, complex industries.
Okay.
Signiti. AI platforms, no script focus, significant efficiency gains.
Got it. Next up, Testing Experts, founded 2014, based in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Around 1,200 plus employees. They use tools like SmartBear, Tricentis, UFT.
Okay, testing experts. Using established tool sets, what's their special sauce?
They heavily integrate AI, machine learning, and also robotic process automation, or RPA.
AI, ML, and RPA. How does that combo work in testing?
Well, for example, they use AI and ML to sort of predict potential failure points in the code, which might reduce the number of tests you actually need to run.
Optimizing the test suite. Smart.
And RPA comes in to automate those really repetitive data entry or environment setup tasks, freeing up the humans again.
Right, automating the drudgery. What else?
They also really emphasize their domain-specific testing expertise, so they can create genuinely tailored automation strategies for specific industries.
Industry knowledge is often key.
Definitely. And they have something called the TX Automate framework. It's designed for creating reusable automation components without needing deep coding skills. Another efficiency booster.
Reusable components, less coding. Seeing a theme here towards efficiency and accessibility. Who uses testing experts?
Their client list includes Domino's, AMD, HP, and Swiggy.
Tech, food delivery, diverse group. Okay. Testing experts,
Right.
AMLRPA, integration, domain focus, reusable framework.
Exactly. Now let's turn to one of the giants, Infosys. Founded way back in 1981, Bengaluru, India. Huge company, over 300,000 employees. Using tools like Selenium, UFT, Rational Robot.
Infosys. Okay, a massive, established player in global IT services. Decades of experience.
Absolutely. They bring enormous scale and deep experience to the table.
So what's their approach to automation testing specifically?
They offer very robust, scalable, AI-driven automation frameworks. The focus is clearly on ensuring faster time to market, better test coverage, and really cutting down on manual intervention, especially for large enterprises.
Makes sense for their scale. Do they have their own tools?
They do. They leverage proprietary platforms like the Infosys Test Automation Platform. It's designed for intelligent, continuous testing.
Intelligent continuous testing integrates with modern development.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And their global presence is immense. They've been serving clients in over 50 countries for more than 40 years. Shows real long-term commitment and reach.
40 years is serious staying power. Who are some notable clients?
Major names: HSBC, Bloomberg Media, ICICI Bank, loads of Fortune 500 companies, Mars, Chobani.
Big banks, media, CPG. Very diverse, very large scale. Okay, Infosys. Massive scale, deep experience, AI frameworks, proprietary platform, global reach.
You nailed it. Now, if you thought Infosys was big, let's talk TCS. Tata Consultancy Services, founded even earlier, 1968 in Mumbai, India. Over 600,000 employees, using tools like IBM Rational Robot and Selenium.
Wow, 600,000 employees. TCS is another absolute titan in the tech world, even longer history.
Truly a global leader. So what's their focus in automation testing?
TCS really leans into AI-driven analytics. They use it to predict defects, optimize test coverage. The goal is significantly reducing manual effort through smart analysis.
Predictive analytics for testing. Interesting.
Yeah, and they deliver very robust automation frameworks, again, tailored for that huge enterprise scale, ensuring consistency and efficiency across really vast, complex systems is their bread and butter.
How do they structure it for clients?
They often operate with an automation as a service setup, helps streamline workflows, minimize bottlenecks for their large corporate clients, makes it feel more like a utility, automation as a service. Okay, who are they serving?
A wide array, as you'd expect.
Yeah.
Adobe, IBM, Monday.com, General Electric, Morgan Stanley, SBI, Jaguar Land Rover.
Tech, finance, industrial, automotive, yeah, they're everywhere. TCS, enormous scale, AI analytics focus, enterprise frameworks, automation as a service model.
Perfect summary. All right, finally, let's look at Accenture. Founded 1989, technically Dublin, Ireland, but they're truly global. Accenture brings a really strategic edge to automation testing.
Accenture, known more for consulting, but obviously huge in tech implementation too. How does that strategic angle play out in testing?
Well, they position their offering around their AI-powered touchless testing platform.
Touchless testing platform sounds futuristic.
Right. The idea is to dramatically accelerate quality assurance, delivering accuracy and speed through continuous analytics-driven automation. less manual fiddling.
So heavy on the AI and automation integration.
Very much so. They also boast a huge industry-specific reusable testing repository, over 75,000 automated scenarios, apparently.
75,000 reusable scenarios. That shows incredible depth across different sectors. Saves a ton of setup time for clients in those industries.
Absolutely. And their AI-led automation framework is designed to integrate seamlessly right into existing DevOps pipelines, making QA part of the flow, not a bottleneck.
Integrating with DevOps is crucial. Who are their clients?
Big tech and enterprise names again. Adobe, Dell, Vodafone, AXA, Google.
Okay. Accenture. Strategic focus, AI-powered platform, massive reusable asset library, strong DevOps integration.
That's a great way to put it. So we've just run through quite a few leading companies, each with a different flavor.
Definitely. A lot to consider there.
So the practical question for anyone listening becomes, okay, how do I actually choose the right partner from all this for my specific situation?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Thankfully, our research gives us a pretty good roadmap. It outlines the critical factors that the experts themselves use when they evaluate these companies.
Right. That evaluation framework is super helpful. What are the key things they look for?
Okay, first up is proven experience. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
You want a strong portfolio, a track record of long-term success. It signals reliability.
Can't argue with experience. What else?
Client satisfaction. They look beyond just testimonials. High client retention rates are a big indicator. Shows clients are sticking around because they're getting continuous value.
Yeah, retention speaks louder than a good quote sometimes.
Totally. Then scalability. Can the company handle projects of any size? From a small startup needing basic automation to a global enterprise with complex needs, that adaptability is key.
Good point. Needs change over time, too.
Exactly. Then, quality assurance standards. Are they adhering strictly to industry best practices? Do they have relevant certifications? You need that baseline quality.
Table stakes, really.
Pretty much. Then response time. This one's crucial. How quickly do they communicate? How fast do they resolve issues? Ultra-responsive communication can honestly make or break a project timeline.
Oh, absolutely. Waiting days for an answer is painful.
Isn't it? Then there's domain expertise. Do they have specialized knowledge in your specific industry? That can mean they understand your challenges much faster, hit the ground running.
Less ramp-up time. Big advantage.
For sure. And finally, two more. Testing capabilities, just the breadth and depth of the types of testing they offer. And pricing, looking for transparent models that offer clear value. Not necessarily the cheapest, but good value.
Right. Transparency in pricing is key. Avoid surprises. So experience, satisfaction, scalability, standards, responsiveness, domain knowledge, capabilities, and clear pricing. That's a solid checklist.
It really is a fantastic framework. But, for anyone actually building software, it also brings up a more basic question. What kinds of QA services do teams typically even outsource?
That's a good question, too. It definitely varies based on the company's internal skills and needs, but there are some common ones.
Like what?
Well, obviously, test automation itself. Leveraging the provider's specialized tools, their scripting expertise, their algorithms to optimize testing and speed up releases. That's core.
Makes sense.
What else? Security testing is a big one. Security is so specialized now. Many businesses bring in external experts specifically to find vulnerabilities and harden their systems.
Yeah, better to find those holes before the bad guys do.
Exactly. Performance testing is another commonly outsourced area. Doing that data-driven testing of apps, software, servers, APIs under various loads to find bottlenecks. It requires specific tools and expertise.
Load testing, stress testing. Yeah, specialized stuff.
Right. And then, of course, functional testing. Just ensuring all the services and features actually perform exactly as they're supposed to. Sometimes getting that independent verification is really valuable.
A fresh pair of eyes, basically.
Precisely. An unbiased view to confirm everything works as expected.
Okay, wow. We have covered a huge amount of ground today. From, the fundamental shift that automation testing represents to the unique strengths of all these different leading companies.
And those critical factors to weigh when you're actually choosing a partner for your own needs.
It's a vast and really critical landscape.
It really is. And as software just keeps getting more complex, more integrated into literally every part of our lives, the demand for this kind of rigorous, efficient testing, it's only going to grow.
Seems inevitable.
Which leads to a fascinating thought, maybe for you to ponder. What new innovations do you think will define the next generation of automation testing? Perhaps, blending AI even more deeply with human oversight. And how might that shape the actual products and software we all use every single day?
That is a powerful thought to leave everyone with. We really hope this deep dive helps you navigate this exciting and genuinely critical world of automation testing with some newfound clarity.